Bishop Dr. Akwesi Owusu B from Rema Salvation Ministry, Ghana. There are certain things going on in Africa, and in fact, in all states governed by Black people. Take a good look globally. You come to realize that every country ruled by a Black person or heavily populated by Black people, there are problems. There are poverty, ill health, ill education, and all those. Why? Is it because we cannot look into ourselves, come out with genuine and indigenous programs to develop the country for the benefit of the people? Or is because once we have the opportunity to be elected as the head of the state, we take it that everything in the country belongs to we and our family members, our girlfriends, and that sort of thing. Go to the developed countries. They have proper development agenda for the development of the states and the nations. But come to Africa, go to some of these Latin American countries, or even in the Pacific. I believe that there's a notion that I am the head, so everything belongs to me. We are not thinking about the next generation. So we want to allocate all the resources of the nation to ourselves today. And that is a recipe for disaster. Why am I saying this? If you come to Ghana, for instance, God has been generous, so good to us as to giving us everything we need for development and for good living. But what do we see? Ghana, everywhere you go, from Accra to Zorongo, from the east to the west, every land you step on is filled with gold. So since the time of attaining nationhood, even before that, when the Europeans came to Ghana, now we were here, but they came to claim that they have discovered us. So it's like we were hiding somewhere. We were a hidden entity, and they came to uncover us. And so they have developed that mentality. There's gold. What are we doing with this gold that God has graciously given to us? What is Nigeria doing with the oil that God has given to them? Everywhere in Nigeria, if you dig, you find oil. I think that Nigeria has more quantity of oil in oil reserves than many of these Arab countries have. These Arabic countries, they've been able to use the oil resources to develop their nations. Come to Africa, come to Gabon, come to Nigeria, come to Ghana. What is happening? We also have all these oil resources. In Ghana, apart from the gold resources that we have oil resources, we have land resources, we have the forest resources, and above all, we have the sun. What are we doing with all these resources? And how do we spend the income that we derive from these resources? How do we allocate the resources? This is a very serious issue. I want every African head of state to consider. Let's look at what is happening in Burkina Faso. President Ibrahim Traore, he's been here barely a year. But look at the things that this guy is doing. It's because this guy is not thinking about himself, his family, and friends. He is not even thinking about the current generation of people. Traore is looking at the next generation of people. So look at the progress he's making. And what do we see? The traditional heads of state want to align themselves with the Europeans to go and defeat him, overthrow him. This is what we did to Gaddafi. Gaddafi was doing very well, but we listened to the Western powers because we consider ourselves as always subservient to the Western world. Now they don't want to call us on the developed nations, they call us the global south. So the global south should be a market for us, it should be a dumping place for us, for our technologies. Please, head of states in Africa, let us go beyond the traditional box. Think outside the box and see how we can use the resources that God has graciously given to us to develop the nation. Yet, if the nation gets well developed, everybody, including you yourself and your family, they also live well. But if you want to live well alone, that is where people come, and then because of jealousy, they talk ill about even the good things that you are doing, so that you'll be voted out, and they will come to also deplete the resources that we have. What I think is happening in Ghana and like in the other West African states, also in other African states that pride themselves in practicing democracy. Democracy itself is not an indigenous institution. We don't know how to practice it, but it's become like when it's your time, chop. When it's my time, I also chop. So nobody, none of the established political parties is thinking about developing the nations so that the generations to come will benefit from the resources that God has given to us and for us to develop. Please take a cue from this. My next episode will be on how to get the people around you to support you to develop the nation. God bless you.